Yo, it's your boy Samurai Jack, and I'm here for a review video for GRIME II. So thank you to Keymailer for providing me a key to the game, allowed me to check this game out. I hugely appreciate y'all for doing that. But let's get into the ingredient. So GRIME II is the successor of GRIME 1. And the premise is somewhat the same as GRIME 1, but also different. Somewhat the same because you are just basically the same world. And you also have somebody who created you. Now, where it gets different at is you do meet your creator, and your creator is basically talking to you. And what they want you to do is they want you to learn, they want you to be curious, and they want you to prey upon the things and the beings that do exist in this world. Emphasis on prey upon them. So you come out, and that's the first thing you start doing. You're in an area that isn't around any civilization at all. So you're basically in some pharaoh lands. So you're going through, are fighting things that are basically abandoned creations that somebody else sculpted them or created them, and they're there, just prey and food for your main protagonist. And then you do eventually come across some NPCs that it eventually brings you into the folds of what they have planned and what their objective is. But you have to prove your worth initially. And as you're proving your worth, you are allowed inside the conversations, you are allowed to basically just skip the conversation completely. You don't hear anything they're saying because that is not the interest of the protagonist. Only thing your protagonist really wants to do is they want to eat and consume things. And as they are being talked to by the other NPCs, you do have this option in the voice dial on the dialogue options to tell them like, hey, or not even tell them, you can either directly tell them, or it will be basically a thought process that they have. And there are some instances where you can resist, quote unquote resist it, or just fully lean into that you want to consume this person who is talking to you. And as you're playing through the game, you come across more NPCs, and you tell them that you either want to consume them or you try to ignore that thoughts. And there's this entity called the Yoke who will come in and basically tell you like, yeah, you do want to eat them. So there are some, I would say, some NPCs you do come across who are basically dying, and you can try to refuse, but you can refuse, or you can just give into the fact that you want to eat them. And when you do refuse, the entity tell you, see, yes, you do want to eat them, you're going to eat them, and that's exactly what you do. But overall, the thematic of the game is basically just an artistic world where you are running around, particularly in GRIME II, you're running around, you're looking for this person or being who calls basically a cataclysmic events for certain people, the NPCs that you are working with, and a few cycles ago, and just helping them with their, quote unquote, helping them with their objective. Now, the combat in the game is similar but different to GRIME 1. You still have your different weapon options. You have 5 different weapon options, well, weapon types that relies on different speed types, which is their weapon types. You got the very slow, average, fast, and very fast weapon types. Now, the form they come in, it depends on the nature of the weapon in itself. So you get hammers, bows, swords, daggers, a scythe, everyone's seen, and a couple of different weapon options. On to include, you do have skills that you can acquire. I always say skills, you have forms that you can acquire from this fighting and consuming enemies in the game. Not every single enemy will have a particular form that will be given to you, but most of them will. And the more you fight them, the better you can improve the ability. You have to hit an X amount of number of that enemy that you fought, and then once you hit that threshold, you have another threshold that you can reach, and you have to keep fighting them until you hit that max threshold, which does further improve the forms that you basically steal from those enemies. And the combat in itself, you could, to include the fact you can use the forms of the enemies against them or other enemies in the game. You also, of course, you have your weapons, and depending on the weapons that you do use, it does depend on how the character or your protagonist fights, because every weapon does play differently. They all do feel different. Of course, you got the speed type, so some are faster than others, some are slower than others. So it just all depends on your playstyle, on how you like the weapons and how it feels to you inside the game, because of course every weapon's going to feel different. For me, the very slow weapons did not feel bad, but the average weapons felt kind of terrible, just to me, in my opinion. Some of them, not all of them, some of the weapons is like, it could be better. But you also have, I won't say, it's not even stamina, but it's called stamina in the game, but it's not really stamina. How stamina functions in this game is basically just, it's a damage multiplier compared to GRIME, where you actually have to manage your stamina in this game. Well, in that game, and this one, you don't have to manage stamina at all. You're just gonna keep dwelling upon the enemy. You also have a parry. As you further you playing along into the game, the more abilities that you do access revolving around parrying and just taking advantage of the enemy in their weak recovery moments. And you also probably have a dodge as well. The dodge is it's okay as long as you dodge on time. You won't get hit, but you're mainly relying on the parry, because that's how you get that advantage. There is doing the parry. If you can't parry, make sure you just dodge in time. Other than that, overall, the game is pretty good. If you like metroidvanias, I do recommend you checking it out. Other than that, that is all from me. Peace.